RRD AIRSUP V2. I'm Ruben from SUPboarder and I'm going to be looking at and reviewing this board. This is the first board from RRD we've tested, and it's actually one of the first iSUPs we've tested. So RRD, the company, they're an Italian-based brand. They're really well known in the windsurf industry for making really good products and good looking products. They're really looking at styling, and they're also available in most good shops, so you can find them to demo and to buy in retailers. Okay, specifications and details for the RRD AIRSUP V2. So it's 10 foot 2 long, it's 33 inches wide, it's 4 3/4 inches thick, it comes in at 190 litres, it weighs 9 kilograms, and it's recommended that inflated at 14 psi, and it retails at 729. Okay, what do you get on the board for 729? So the materials it's made out of: it's drop stitch, it's got a sandwich Dyneema belt running, starting at the front of the board, running down around the nose, directly under the bottom, all the way up to the tail. So that's going to add stiffness, they say. And it's got 70% of the board is covered with a sub-laminate PVC layer, which you look at it, it's obviously PVC, but you can actually see a fabric which is being laminated into it. And the other part of the board is PVC, you see standard plated board, and then along the rails is all the sub-laminated area. So all of where you're going to get the wear and tear, and you need the protection of the board on the rails, on the top, on the bottom, it's got the double layer, but it has kept single layer just down the sides to reduce the weight. Okay, the pump and bag it comes with. The pumps, you've probably seen these, it's like a sort of standard high pressure pump that you see. It's a good pump. Some other brands have got it as well, so that's fine. Pump works great. And so only going up to 14 psi, so you don't need a sort of heavy duty pump, you get there quite quickly with that sort of thing. The bag, it's well made, the material looks good, it looks like it's going to wear nicely. It's not super swish, it's nice and light, so if you're travelling that's a good thing. It's got a nice backpack, it's got carry handles everywhere, it's not ripped or anything, and it seems fine, so the bag's okay. It's not really swish, but it does the job. Okay, when we put this board for our deflection test, it basically dropped 2.5 centimeters, which actually isn't very much considering it's at 14 psi. So from that side of it, it's done alright. We'll see how it compares with other boards in time. Okay, our first impressions of the RRD AIRSUP is RRD are always trying to make boards that look a little bit different from everybody else. So the graphics have gone for that quite funky sort of styling, top and bottom. I think it's a bit of a Marmite board, you either love it or you hate it. I think it's fine. Some people might not think that. So the graphics is up to a real personal thing. Another first impression we saw straight away when we saw this board is the tech that's gone into it. RRD have put a lot of R&D into getting fabrics and putting stringers in and lines and double layers and sub-laminates and stuff like that. That's quite cool. And you can actually see it. It's not something that's in the board. It's like, yeah, it's in there, honestly. It's there, you can see it. You can see the sub-laminate, you can see the belt and everything. It paddles really well. For generally when I get on iSUPs and I think, oh, they're pumped at 14 psi, and you know, I used to paddle iSUPs 5 years ago when they first started coming out, and you used to have to get so much pressure in them to get them to actually feel half decent. This paddles at 14 psi, absolutely fine. Obviously it's going to feel quite stable because it's 33 wide. Generally at something at 33, I would think, oh, it's going to paddle like a bit of a dog. It's not really going to move. This didn't do that actually. I think it's due to a couple of things. A, because it's light, 9 kilos. B, because it's got a single US box fin, quite a deep fin. So that's going to help you track and go in a straight line easily, which means then you can put more effort into the stroke and you move forward more glide. Didn't paddle it in the surf, but it's going to surf alright for an iSUP. Yeah, paddles really well, really happy with the performance on that side. This board's going to be for somebody who just wants to get out all round iSUP. Bulk standard. Maybe somebody a little bit heavier, being 33 wide. If you're a super light person, I wouldn't want to go for something that wide. You can get something smaller. Okay, value for money. 729 is this board value for money. Whenever we get a board, we always check out damage, the materials, the construction, the bags, everything, the lot. This pretty much, it looked great. There was no marks on it, no twists in it. And you get your bungee, you get your carry, you get your fin, you know, bag. There is some more expensive boards on the market, and there is some cheaper iSUP boards on the market. I think this is absolutely fine value at 729. Okay, any negatives to this side of the board? There isn't many negatives to this board. It's well made, it's light, paddles well. The slight negative, if you want any, you've got to remember, if you want an iSUP to be absolutely 100% durable, maybe you've got to watch out for the back fin because it's a US box, so you could break a fin if your kids are ramming up the beach. That's something to be aware of. It's not a negative, it's something to be aware of. The SUPboarder verdict for the RRD AIRSUP V2. A funky looking board with lots of tech and quite light, paddles well, lots of glide, and it's going to be good for an all-round paddler.